afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching Wike TV. It's another edition of News Review. I am Otunwayo Adelere. And with me in the studio, I have...
I'm Ambassador Rochimorilo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Viewers all over the world, keep on watching Wike TV.
We're on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X accounts, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thanks to all our viewers home and abroad for always staying glued to Wike TV. And to our sponsor, Nokpa Abels, we say a very big thank you to you. You know we do it on the show. We'll bring to you news that made it to the top. We'll go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk on the one we should talk about, but we'll not be the only one talking. You can drop your own comments in the comment section. Let's drop minds together. Let's know your view on whatever we'll be discussing today. So on Punch newspaper, we have 950 naira per litre Dangote petrol may justify more importation. Marketers. NLC Abure-led NWC dismiss new Labour Party faction. Why I mandated my commissioners to join social clubs? Fashola. SIM-NIN linkage, 65 million GSM lines risk disconnection. On Vanguard newspaper, we have food prices, others ease pressure on August inflation rates. 75 die in Kaduna accident, Zamfara boat mishap. Federal government, Lagos 100,000 naira school fees hike illegal, Falana insists. On Daily Post newspaper, we have PDP must act now, tolerated Wike for too long, ex-national auditor Nangi. Treat church testimonies as fake unless verified, Father Kelvin Ugwu. For price hike, marketers give conditions to buy Dangote petrol, I import. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor Nokpa. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
Give me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every... You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero like Nokpa.
After Nokpa,
It is always Nokpa.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from our short commercial break. So without wasting much of our time, the first one here says, PDP must act now, tolerated Wike for too long, ex-national auditor Nigeria.
I don't know the reason why Wike has not been suspended from the party. If Dino Melaye could be suspended from the party, I believe Dino Melaye have not gotten to the extent in which Wike was doing in the face of, within the midst of the PDP. So if it was like the way they were looking at Wike, probably they were thinking because he has the backing of the president, and that does not mean. I believe if you belong to a party, you must abide to the rules and the regulation of the party, and especially what Wike is doing in the face of River. Because when you look at Wike, he has been the one that has been destabilizing the peace of that state, and the president is not coming out to say anything on it. I remember a statement that he uttered at least almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, that anybody that tried to intervene in the matter that's going on between him and Fubara, that is going to put fire in their state. What are you trying to say? And what the #GetBack governors are demanding for, coming out to protest, I believe it is not up to what Wike did that makes them to be arresting people on the street because they came out to speak their mind. Now Wike is saying he's going to put fire in some set of people's state, and the president is not coming out to call Wike to tell him that statement is too harsh for the unity of the country. Now they are coming out. Do they have to come out and say, okay, if Wike is not doing this, they are going to take legal action against Wike?
Former National Auditor of the People's Democratic Party, PDP barrister Ray Nanji, has suggested that the party tolerated the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, for too long. Nanji stated this in an exclusive interview with Daily Post while offering his view on the crisis plaguing the party. This comes amid the challenge from Wike daring any governor or leader of the People's Democratic Party to publicly call him a mole. I think where the mistake came from is when this person started campaigning for another party member.
Apart from that,
if he had left, when he said he was not going to support Atiku, if he had just stepped down, stay behind, nobody would have said he's trying to do anti-party. Exactly. But instead, he left their chosen candidate and went after another party's candidate. And again, he was given an appointment under this person again. And how do you want me to believe you are not working against the party?
Let me tell you this. And, what was the allegation leveled against Dino Milai?
Anti-party.
Anti-party. What is Wike doing?
Inter-party. The minister threw the challenge when he appeared on Channels Television's Politics Today's program. He had previously dared state governors elected under the platform of the PDP over his threat that he will put fire in their states. Wike said he had no apology to anybody, insisting that heaven will not fall. However, lamenting on what has become of the party, the former auditor stated that no right member of the PDP will comment what is happening in the party, saying he doesn't see Wike being in APC and the PDP at the same time. Nanji also said that the People's Democratic Party wasted time in replacing its former national chairman, Yosha Ayu, insisting that the vacuum created room for the crisis. They don't have party chairman. It took them so long to replace, and the PDP does not, should I say, they don't have a strategic box.
It's even divided against each other. That is why you see them beating around the bush. Let me tell you this. Saying this to the whole Nigeria and to the whole world. If PDP have succumbed to the advice of Wike that let the president come from the southern part of the country, let them at least appoint a candidate who is going to come out from the southern part of the country, then the vice president should come out from the northern part of the country or the eastern part of the country. If they have gone by his rules and his advice, I believe they would have been the one to win this election, irrespective of anybody that is coming out, either being structured or not structured, either the person has figure in the party, but all because Atiku is very desperate to become the president of the country. That is why Atiku went ahead to go and bought their conscience. Now, look at what PDP has conscience.
Let's assume the deed is done already, but my own is Wike is enjoying too much of immunity. And in the sense that whatever, he has been given an appointment to be the Federal Capital Territory Minister, yet he still prognosis into what is happening in Rivers State. And nobody's coming out to say what is actually doing is wrong, which is number one, it is wrong, a wrong one at that. Now again, he's coming out to say all this kind of words. We have people that did not even say up to what he said.
He said that
and they are in custody. Some are nowhere to be found anymore. And Wike is still working freely. I want to put it to the government that what is the government actually doing itself on that aspect? Wike said something. He said whoever is not happy with the appointment that the federal government gives him should go and hug the transformer.
Look at that statement. The IGP is not coming out to caution him. The IGP is not coming out to tell him to apologize from that statement. Then you know that this set of people that are governing the affairs of this country, they are one-sided party. Once you are with them, listen to what Oshomole said when they were campaigning.
APC and
your sin are forgiven. Automatically, when you are the ruling party, you can do whatever you like. Even if you kill, nobody is there to checkmate you.
The second one here says federal government, Lagos, 100,000 naira school fees hike illegal. Falana insists.
That story when I had this morning, in fact, it's too barbaric and it's uncalled for, because I saw there was a write-up from the table of the governor of Lagos State here saying that he's not going back on that decision. Do you want the masses to suffocate?
How much is the minimum wage?
The minimum wage is 70,000 naira, and you are paying 100,000 naira for school fees.
It is not 100,000. They increased it by 100,000 naira.
By 100,000 naira. Now, what are the measures that the government are putting to make life relief for the masses that voted them in? Forgotten that, what they believe was that when the election is around, when they start throwing money, when they start throwing this and that, using their talks to intimidate people, if you are not ready to abide to their rules, the way they tell the Igbos, the Oba of Lagos told the Igbos that if you don't vote APC, that they should go and throw them into Lagoon. That's a threat to the unity of the country. If we say we are under the same Federal Republic of Nigeria, I believe everybody has his own right of choice of voting whomever he likes. But in the aspect that some set of people will be intimidated, at the end of the day, nothing is being done. So automatically, let me tell you this, The power is still coming to the Igbos. When the power finally comes to the Igbos' hand, what is going to happen to the Yorubas that have threatened the Igbos?
Human rights lawyer Femi Falana-San has condemned the recent increment in school fees by the federal and Lagos state governments, describing it as illegal. Recall that the federal government had in July 2023 increased fees for Unity schools from 45,000 naira to 100,000 naira per term, an increase of over 120%. Similarly, the Lagos state government at the weekend announced 100,000 naira as the new fee for the state-owned boarding schools, which was previously 35,000 naira. Increment of 65,000.
65,000 now, it's 100,000 naira.
Wow. Falana, in his reaction, described it as violation of child's right law. He lamented that with the increase being above the minimum wage of 70,000 naira, a worker can no longer sponsor even one child, either in Unity School or any secondary school in Lagos.
I believe Babajide Sanwo-Olu is taking a directive from his boss, because they said Tinubu built Lagos the way he built Lagos. Tinubu was not the one that built Lagos. We have many other governors that came to Lagos that built Lagos before Tinubu came.
If each pupil will be paying 100,000 naira,
what's the minimum
we
wage?
have 3 times in a session. That's 300,000 naira a year.
Automatically, when you look at their plans, when you look at their guidelines,
they don't want the poor to actually go to school.
They don't want the poor to have access to education. So
education that they had free of charge
during their own period. I believe this set of people were those people that enjoy free education during
Obafemi
Awolowo, they enjoy free education. Now, they want to make education unbearable for the masses now.
This is becoming too much.
It is only their children that will have access to the education. At the end of the day, their children will still come and govern those people that was unable to have access to education.
I hope it won't get to a stage whereby Nigeria will have to go their separate ways, because with what is going on right now, I think Nigerians will want to go their separate ways. Let each tribe have their own president. If Yorubas have their own president and Igbos have theirs, Hausa have theirs as well, I think by then our memory will reset. Everybody will know that it is not easy. The last but not the least, why I mandated my commissioners to join social clubs, Fashola.
Can we go to the body of
Former Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has revealed that during his tenure from 2007 to 2015, he required his aides and commissioners to join social clubs across the state. This mandate, Fashola explained, was aimed at ensuring that government policies and activities were more accessible and better understood by the public. During our administration, I mandated my aides and commissioners to join social clubs in Lagos so they could gain insight and educate people about government policies wherever discussions were taking place, Fashola said. Fashola, who also served as a former minister and is a patron of the Eco Club, shared this insight during the club's 50th anniversary lecture last weekend. So that will give them the access to know what is actually
one of the governors that I hailed most in Lagos, one of them was Fashola, because he's a man of intelligence and he's a man of integrity. He is a man that always backs his action with immediate action. So by the body of the news, then I got to know that, let me tell you this, when you say you are government of the people, I believe you should be able to penetrate to the people, to know their needs, to know their cry, to know what the people are demanding from the government. We don't want a governor, we don't want a president whereby when they were campaigning, you see them from door to door coming out to campaign, telling you they are seeking your hand in vote. At the end of the day, when they were being elected into that office, you won't have access to them. You won't be able to come out to explain yourself. You won't be able to express your feelings. You won't be able to tell them what the masses are they're going through. That is not the kind of government we want in Nigeria. We want a government at least that will be able to listen, even not up to 90%, 70% out of what the people are complaining for. So for Fashola to have come out to say, okay, he mandated them, which means if his commissioner were within the midst of the people, I believe from there they can get a lot of information whereby people were complaining about their administrative in Lagos State. So when they collate all these things, they can bring those things to the table. This is what I was able to gather from so place. This is what I was able to gather to so place. So anyone that needs immediate attention will be swinging to, because when you look at Fashola in Lagos, he was one of those people that changed the faces of Lagos.
I can remember one governor, I think is in the northern part of the country, when he decided to do a tour by himself, secretly, he had to disguise himself as an ordinary citizen. And he went into the hospital and discovered that there was virtually nothing in the hospital. It was like, wow, how do people endure? How do people last here? And with that, I think there was a change in the face of the hospital in that another. So if they decide that, okay, today we want to do an informal check, and nobody will know that this person is from the governor's place or from the person, they can actually do it free of charge.
Exactly.
Without anybody even noticing that somebody came for an inspection.
Let me tell you this, they will not do that. But let somebody come out and speak against what they are doing now. They will go after that person. Because when you look at their ambition was to get to that seat by force. They don't have any other good thing to offer the Nigerians. Because they believe, according to what the president said, that he bought the seat that he was on today, they believe the money that they have thrown around, this set of people are not for their Christmas now.
The ex-governor emphasized the importance of common interest as a key pillar of social clubs and urged Eco Club to reinvigorate its focus on sporting activities. Fashola noted that sport is a significant yet under-utilized source of employment, especially in an environment grappling with high youth unemployment. So I think the strategy that Fashola used during his tenure, if every governor in the state can actually cultivate that method, they would have a good improvement.
The one of the person after Fashola that I respected most, even more than Fashola, was Ambode. Ambode was the man of the people. If Ambode eventually become the president of this country, I believe Ambode will Ambode will perform more than what Tinubu is doing today. Because Ambode is a man of the people that is always ready to listen to the yearning of the people.
All right, we've come to the end of News Review today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thank you, Ambassador Olu Aritimi, for joining. And to our sponsor, Nogba, thank you for always staying true for us. So we'll come again on your screen. I remain my humble self, Odunayo Adelere. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.